Tonight, a warning goes out after dogs maul a family pet. Coongarong celebrates its 100th. And Mount Gambier throbs to the sound of Harley Davidson. Good evening, I'm Sharny McLean. Also tonight, a call for a state government rethink on regional development cuts. But first, the owners of a Labrador have been left shaken after their pet was viciously mauled by a pack of dogs. The couple is concerned children may be the next target.
Joyce and Ron Lukey treat their dogs like their own children. Two chocolate-coloured Labradors, Coco and Jack, slept in a large fenced-off kennel each night. But last Friday morning, they found their 5-year-old Labrador, Jack, with multiple dog bites. Jack was taken to the vet, where he later died.
What sort of dogs would do that?
Surprisingly, 10-year-old Coco was left without a scratch. Mrs. Lukey says the vet believed more than one dog could have inflicted the damage.
I don't know what to say, because everybody loves their dogs, you know, but not teach them to be so aggressive.
The vicious dogs dug under the kennel to get to the sleeping Labradors. Jack's owners believe he was dragged about 4 metres, sustaining bites to his ears and legs.
He was boisterous, you know, but loved people. Absolutely loved people. You know, he only had one speed, and that was flat out.
The ordeal has been a nightmare.
Shocked. We both can't sleep. I go to sleep when I go to bed, and I get up.
Mrs. Lukey wants this to serve as a warning to the community.
For the children in the neighbourhood, you know, because if they do it to a dog, another dog, for no provocation, you know, are they going to do it to a child?
South East councils want the state government to rethink its decision to end funding for Regional Development Australia. They want the 3 tiers of government to continue to support the organisation.
The state government plans to stop funding Regional Development Australia from 2013. It'll save $4 million a year and is among measures announced in this year's budget.
It is a challenge. It's a challenge that the RDAs need to get their mind around immediately in terms of what does this mean in terms of the programs and the services we deliver.
Mr Braze says the state government needs to be convinced that the RDA's role is worth continuing. Uncertainty over the organisation's future could see the loss of talented staff.
The other issue that I think is really critical for us, which is concerning, is that we know right now there are massive opportunities for regional Australia as a result of the political realities at the federal level. It's critical for our region that we're fighting hard for our share of that.
The South East Local Government Association agrees and resolved at its latest meeting to call on the state government to continue funding beyond 2013. But the resolution wasn't unanimous. Robe District Council voted against it. Meanwhile, Mr Braze has paid tribute to former RDA Chairman Dale Baker, who's battling motor neurone disease.
Dale's still up and about, and he's got a lot of spirit, so our best wishes are with him, and he's made a substantial contribution to our region.
Australia's Parliament could be in a position to overturn a law that put tertiary education out of reach for 20,000 country students. The Nationals have introduced a bill to give all regional university goers access to support payments, but will need to woo the Greens to put the plan into practice.
Before the class of 2010 was seated in a lecture theatre, the federal government passed law upping the amount of work students must do to get government financial support independent of their parents. The rules were then relaxed for those living a long way out of town. Now the Nationals want those rules in place for all tertiary pupils from the country.
Rather than this ridiculous situation we have at the moment where we have an out-of-regional and inner-regional definition, which just simply doesn't work.
With the country independents and rogue National Tony Crook, the coalition has just enough votes to get the bill through the House of Representatives.
We're looking at trying to create a fair and more equitable system for 20,000 students who are currently discriminated against under the Gillard government's rules.
They weren't elected and they're still struggling to put this on the table, and I see that as a positive move from the coalition to deal with student affairs.
However, here at the nation's most prestigious university, students aren't so sure. The president of the ANU's union is himself from regional Victoria. He says he finds the issue has become a political football.
The way to do it, bit of an ambush last Friday, and To me, it feels like students are being used.
Although the Nationals' plan may hit a stumbling block in the Senate, Labor is in firm control of the upper house with the support of the Greens. But the Nats believe it won't be hard to get Bob Brown on side.
Well, the Greens were very active in the early stage of the debate in relation to youth allowance, and I believe they'll be active again.
The bill is currently being debated in the House of Representatives. Rob Herrick, Win News.
Coongarong has celebrated 100 years of settlement. The small community reflected on its sporting achievements and strong farming history. Past and present Coongarong community members took a trip down memory lane to explore 100 years of family history.
There were stories that people had put together in folders. We had records from the school, photographs from the school, memorabilia.
More than 200 people filtered through the hall during the two-day event, which highlighted community unity within the district.
In the early 1900s, people did rally round and help each other, and I'm very proud to say that the community still does that. We never have any shortage of volunteers.
Soldier settler family members were given official duties on the day to commemorate the occasion. John Jolly and Mari Healy unveiled the RSL Memorial Plaque, while Reg Unger planted a memorial tree.
This tree will be used to put the Christmas lights on at the annual Christmas show and commemorates 100 years and celebrates the Coongarong community as a whole.
Wiley Ashby and his grandson Mason also proudly opened the Plough Memorial.
I've received nothing but positive feedback. Most of the other working party members have been the same.
With less than 2 weeks until the canonisation of Mary MacKillop, excitement is building in the Western District. Hamilton will be the centre of Victorian celebrations for Australia's first saint.
When celebrations kick off in Rome in a fortnight, a dedicated group of Western Victorian parishioners will be watching closely. Hamilton's The MacKillop Group has been eagerly anticipating the canonisation, and now that it's here...
Well, we're getting a little bit toey, Nathan, but we're ready for it, and we just hope that the community can respond.
Well, the excitement's building, I know, but we've still got a fortnight or so to go, so it will start building.
On the Friday before Mary MacKillop's canonisation, 500 pilgrims are expected to converge on Hamilton. They'll walk from St Mary's Church to the grave of Alexander MacKillop, Mary's father. Vandals damaged the headstone in July, and it will now be replaced. But that hasn't stopped the pilgrims coming through.
They understood the situation, and the old stone was stood up against the railing, and they could read what was on it still.
Others are concerned followers will forget the work Mary did.
Let's praise the woman, but let's praise the real woman, you know, not the plaster statue.
It's hoped after Mary's canonisation, interest in the MacKillop Trail will grow. The tourist trail takes in locations significant to MacKillop's work across 2 states.
It'll certainly escalate from there, there's no doubt about that. That's the whole idea, that it'll become more and more known worldwide.
People will know we're celebrating a great person, a wonderful saint, a saint for all people.
Nathan Tanti, Win News.
330 Harley-Davidson enthusiasts riding more than 200 bikes rode into Mount Gambier for the annual State Hog Rally. It was an opportunity to see old friends and show off bikes.
More than 200 motorcycles, collectively worth around $7.5 million, rolled into the southeast, ready to make some noise. And they weren't just any bikes, they were pricey Harley-Davidsons. The annual 3-day event was an opportunity to explore the region and show off their pride and joy.
There's different models like touring bikes and fat boys and soft tails and diners and the like, which everyone always likes to brag about why their bike is better than the other one.
More than 200 hit the road travelling around Mount Gambier, Port Macdonald and along Nelson Road. The shiny blinged up bikes were showcased to passers-by outside the public library. And these bikers enjoyed the ride.
We're just old blokes that can now afford our Harley that we've always wanted.
The event attracted Harley enthusiasts from across the country, some clocking up the Ks from as far as Perth.
Since there's only one hog chapter in South Australia we host each year, and it's just a weekend where we get away and catch up with friends from around Australia.
Adelaide's chapter was formed in 1990 and has about 6 members from Mount Gambier. Given the enthusiasm, organisers are hoping to hold the rally in the region again.
I can't understate the success of the weekend due to the input from the East Gambia Sportsmen's Club and the council and SAPOL. They've all been very helpful to us.
The fine weather we enjoyed over the long weekend and today will end tomorrow. Details later in the bulletin, but coming up next, junior chefs cook up a storm.
Is she really going to get married in that? It was a mullet. Business in the front, party in the back. All new 4 weddings. Tonight, 7:30.
Join Scenic Tours for the ultimate touring experience of Canada and Alaska. You'll stay in Canada's iconic Fairmont hotels, climb glaciers aboard a snow coach, maybe meet the friendly locals, and complete your holiday with a magnificent Alaskan cruise in your own private balcony stateroom. Book now and fly free to Vancouver. Hurry, super early bird deals end October 15. Don't miss out. See your local travel agent or call 1300-SCENIC.
4.5 million Australians prefer to bank at a credit union or building society.
It's the way they run. Their profits go back into creating better products.
We're not talking a few $100s. Their home loan rates can save you thousands.
To see how much you could save with a credit union or building society, look for this symbol.
Hey, check out Tarzan.
Yeah, apparently his backyard's a jungle after winter. So for spring, he's getting the Exceed hammer drill for $59.75.
That'll keep Jane happy.
Get into your local home timber and hardware.
The proper hardware store.
Got a big job in front of you? Maybe it's time to get serious. Still power tools are built with precision and a lifetime of support, so they always perform at their best. Still, time to get serious.
Right now, you'll find it really is a great time to upgrade to a brand new Ford, like the Territory TX rear-wheel drive, a real family favourite. It features a 5-star ANCAP rating with the safety of dynamic stability control, dual front and side curtain airbags, plus it's powered by a smooth and responsive 6-cylinder engine. But the really amazing thing? It's only $35,990 drive away. So with great deals across the range, where do you go for the upgrade you really want? Your local Ford dealer, right now.
Nothing beats an Aussie. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Welcome back. The Southeast Show season has begun. Bordertown and Kingston attracted hundreds of people to their annual events on the long weekend. Families enjoyed a day out in the sun at the Kingston Show. More than 2,000 people converged on Gall Park with a record $7,500 taken at the gate. Organisers are thrilled with the turnout, considering the event was previously on the brink of folding.
We nearly closed 5 years ago because we only had $200 in the bank, and it's been a lot of work.
The committee has changed its focus to provide affordable entertainment for all ages, and it's paid off. Low entry fees and unlimited show rides for $20 encourage families to stay longer.
Well, they went berserk. The parents thought it was fantastic.
Cute and cuddly animals were popular with both young and old, while the Animals Anonymous Wildlife on Wheels team introduced those who were a little more brave to snakes and lizards.
They were actually set up so people could pat them. They put pythons around people's necks, and they had big spiders that you could sit on your hand. It was very hands-on, and it was so successful.
New Zealand shearer Terry Cartwright showed his skill to win the coveted Speed Shears Open title. He took just 30.37 seconds to shear a sheep.
With all the attractions that we have, that is still the one thing that people love to go and see.
The horse events were run over 2 days and featured a record number of entries.
The jumping especially, instead of finishing at lunchtime on Monday, ended up finishing at 4 o'clock because they had so many entries.
Kids are in the kitchen to learn how to prepare healthy food. More than 30 children are involved in the TAFE SA school holiday program. Kitchen Kids encourages youngsters to think about commercial cookery as a career. Children don aprons and chef hats and were given recipes to create some simple meals.
Today they've made banana pikelets, which they're just all trying now and enjoying. We're going to make mini quiches, which they'll eat for lunch with a fresh garden salad. And then this afternoon we're going to do cheesy mite scrolls.
The mini chefs are guided by apprentices and full-time commercial cookery students who demonstrate each step of the process.
We're trying to promote healthy cooking. We're using wholemeal flour in some of the dishes. We're using a lot of fruit and vegetables. They're having salad with their lunch.
Many students have participated in the 2-day program before and are back to expand on their cooking skills.
I've learned how to make Thai sausage rolls, a chicken and yogurt curry. I've learned how to make cakes, pikelets, pancakes. Uses up some of your time and it's fun and you get to eat it after.
I think it's been really popular this time because of Junior MasterChef on telly.
Only 10 competitors took to Beacon Hill for Rogue's 2nd annual Billy Cart Championships. Organisers are already setting in motion plans to entice more competitors next year.
Organisers were a little disappointed by the small turnout. They believe the sunny day coupled with daylight savings could have impacted on the event's popularity. Scrutineering was ramped up this year after a driver in the inaugural race ended up with a fractured cheekbone.
We looked at different ways of coming down the hill and we just put up more barriers and we just had marshals and lots of volunteers that were there on hand.
But the Lions Club says it'll get the ball rolling early on with a 12-month competition to entice people to start building now. Although there were just 10 carts entered for the 2nd ever championships, there were some interesting and unique entries.
The main one we were looking at this time was novelty. We had Fred Flintstone cart, which was identical to what we see on the cartoons, which was quite ironic because I think Fred Flintstone celebrated 50 years on the weekend.
Again, the fastest novelty cart went to Allansford's Rod Payne, who roared down Beacon Hill, recording a similar speed to last year, clocking 30 seconds. The fastest junior was 11-year-old Ben Bayliss, recording 37 seconds in a motorless vehicle. His brother took out the under-16s.
It's such a busy weekend. There are so many things on. It's hard to get around to see everything. I think could probably focus on maybe a day before or a day after next time, just so that we don't conflict too much with other events in the area.
Now, that certainly looked like lots of fun, hurtling down the hill there. Now, Tuesday Sport is next with Stephanie Boltje. And Mount Gavie baseballers have had success at the State Country Championship, Steph.
They have, Sharny. They've won 2 of the 3 titles. That story next. Also coming up, Victorians dominate in the Master of Mac Park.
Dave's small business is in big trouble. So it's time for everyone to lend a hand.
So you've been multitasking?
Darling, I've been doing it for years. What if the Rafters bread and butter was gone?
We've lost the Lamont job, it's gone. You know how much that job is worth?
New Pack to the Rafters, tonight, 8:30.
So you've gone vegetarian? Not on Thursday.
KFC's Super Variety Bucket with original recipe chicken, crispy strips, Kentucky nuggets, popcorn chicken and heaps of sides.
Your chance to invest in QR National, Australia's largest rail freight company, is almost here. QR National is a multi-billion-dollar company that hauls 500,000 tonnes of coal on an average day. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. For a guaranteed allocation of shares, pre-register now at qrnshareoffer.com.au. Be part of something big. Authorised by the Queensland Government, Brisbane.
Camera House gives you more with the Better Pictures Guarantee and interest-free until 2012. This Panasonic is the perfect travel camera for summer with 12 times zoom. Camera House giving you more with our Better Pictures Guarantee.
Two massive outdoor shows for the price of one at the Adelaide Showground. The Club Marine South Australia Boat and Fishing Show and the Four-Wheel Drive Adventure Show. Everything for boating and fishing, new release four-wheel drives and accessories, camper trailers, camping gear and more. 3 massive days of non-stop entertainment, plus Meet ET. Win a Toyota RAV4 V6 plus Quintrex boat and trailer package. 15th to the 17th of October at the Adelaide Showground.
40 Weeks' new spring sale catalogue is out now. Massive savings on big brand bedding and bedroom suites. A great new range to choose from. And you can buy now with 5 years interest free with nothing to pay for the first year.
Big wings, 40 wings.
On now, so hurry.
Hey, check out Tarzan. Yeah, apparently his backyard's a jungle after winter. So for spring, he's getting a litre of Roundup concentrate for $23. That'll keep Jane happy. Get into your local home timber and hardware. The proper hardware store.
Good evening. Baseball first, and Mount Gambier finished runners-up in the State Country Championships played at Glenelg on the weekend. Sunraysia took the title.
Mount Gambier suffered just one loss in the minor round, going down to eventual champions Sunraysia.
There was 9 teams, so we played in 2 groups, and first played second from the other group in the semi-final, and we crossed over that way, and the winner played in the final.
Mount Gambier beat Burra, Riverland and Broken Hill before going on to defeat Port Pirie in the semi.
All our games were reasonably close, except for the first one, but after that, they were pretty good.
After 2 full days of competition, the championship final was played yesterday afternoon.
Kane Harrison's pitched for us and pitched very well. It was 0-0 for about 3 innings, so it was good. Fortunately, we had a few opportunities, but didn't sort of capitalise on them. But their pitch actually batted and hit a home run, which started their run on, and they got 3 runs and could never get them back, so unfortunately that was the way it went.
The final scoreline, 3-0.
We actually had 3 players picked in the All-Star team. Mark Kilpatrick, he batted over 800, so he batted well. Bruce Morale, he played shortstop, and Brady Foster made it in at right field.
Mount Gambier's junior teams also met Sunraysia sides in their finals and went one better than the senior side.
Both the junior teams, under 14s and 17s, both the country champions now, so they played very well all weekend.
Chuck says the carnival was good preparation for the Mount Gambier season, which begins this weekend.
Motorsport now, and 90 riders took to McNamara Park for the weekend's prestigious annual Master of Mac Park event. Victorians dominated the 2 major categories.
Entries were up for the 2010 event, which combined with an influx of Victorian riders pleased organisers, and the Victorians left their mark.
They actually broke the lap record by a full second, which is most unusual. Lap records normally go by tenths of seconds. This man came out and just knocked a whole second off it, which was just a wonderful performance.
That rider was Steve Tozer, and his record-breaking performance was no flash in the pan.
Then when he was racing in the Master Mac Park later on Sunday, he and the second place man at the time were racing, did several laps at the old lap record pace, which was 1 minute 12.7. It's now 1 minute 11.7.
But Tozer's speed wasn't enough to secure the title.
He made a slight error and had to run wide on a corner, which was all the second place man, Dean Irwin, needed, because there were only like 2 or 3 bike lengths apart for the whole of the race.
Mount Gambier Australian 125 Grand Prix wildcard rider Levi Day also impressed in his category.
Levi was out there riding very well. Our club president Darren Trotter and his son Dave, they had great races in the 600 class between them, and Dave came out the victor, so that's the son beating the father sort of thing.
One of the nation's top junior riders came to grief during the junior road race.
Zach Zanesco, who lives in Griffith in New South Wales, he's an absolute talent, but unfortunately had a bit of a fall-off on Saturday. But it was great to see that he was back on Sunday and a little bit stiff and sore, I think.
There were good crowd numbers both days.
And it's good to see so many riders at Mac Park, Sharny.
Certainly stunning weather conditions for it. Thank you, Steph. Now, there were two $1 million winners in Monday Lotto. Those numbers were 29, 12, 25, 2, 32 and 13. The supplementary is 22 and 9. The weather is coming up after the break, and tonight's junior forecaster is Nikki Gooden.
Can their parents stop this before it tears the family apart?
I don't like it when 3 of my children are up against 1.
Keeping Up with the Kardashians, tonight.
The girls are coming round. We're going to watch a movie.
How much?
Nothing. We're watching it here. On Ozstar.
Just paid for itself.
Right now, for just $1 a day with Ozstar, get 42 amazing channels. Plus, for the first month of your plan, get movies, sport, and heaps more for free. For $1 a day plus free installation, it pays for itself. Call Ozstar on 132 342 today.
Right now at Chemmart Pharmacies, we're having a 20% off bag sale. You'll get 20% off everything you can fit into one of these bags. When it comes to saving you money, we know what we're talking about.
Mrs. Whiteley, I'm very sorry. You have cancer of the lung.
What could be worse than hearing this from your doctor? Saying it to your children.
Are you in the market for a little Italian? Or you fancy something Swedish? Perhaps you want to snag a German? Splash out on an Aussie? Jag something British? Or take away a little Japanese? Well, check out this tasty rate for savings and loans. Just 9.2% per annum. If this has whet your appetite for a new car, get down to a branch or call 1311 82.
Win television 9 for 9 at Mount Gambier Golf Club, Atamara and Naracoorte Golf Club. Tee off between 4 and 6 p.m. every Wednesday, all welcome. Every time you play, you go into the major prize draw. Win television 9 for 9 at Naracoorte Golf Club and Mount Gambier Golf Club, Atamara.
Clean Easy are your professional specialty cleaners, investing in top quality equipment and detergents to make cleaning your carpet, upholstery, tiles and grout as quick and easy as possible. Undergoing extensive training, staff achieve the best possible result for you at a realistic price. Clean Easy also offer high pressure cleaning with full water recapture to remove slippery build-up on outdoor areas, cleaning away your winter blues and preparing your entertainment area for summer. For a clean that can be seen, call Clean Easy.
You make me smile like the sun, you make me smile.
Let's check the weather details. Looking at the satellite photo, and the cloud band with high-based thunderstorms extends from Western Australia to inland South Australia. A front can be seen south of Western Australia. On the synoptic chart, a ridge of high pressure across the southern part of the continent resulted in fine weather and light variable winds. But an approaching cold front will see winds freshen from the northwest early tomorrow before showers develop late in the morning. Looking at today's temperatures, Casterton and Mount Gambier 19, Millicent 22, Coonawarra 19, Robe 18, Naracoorte 19 and 21 at Bordertown and Keith. Evapotranspiration ranged up to 4.2 millimetres at Naracoorte. There's a strong wind warning for the southeast coast, with north-northwesterly winds 8 to 13 knots, freshening northwesterly 18 to 23 knots, before a southwesterly change of 20 to 33 knots. Seas 0.5 metre to 1.5 metres, rising 2 to 3 metres on a southwesterly swell. Tomorrow's temperatures, Keith and Bordertown 22, Naracoorte 21, Robe 17, Coonawarra 21, Millicent and Mount Gambier 19 and Casterton 21 degrees. There's no risk of frost for Coonawarra or Pathaway this evening. Looking ahead for the Western District, 15 on Thursday with isolated showers and hail. Friday, scattered showers and 16 and 18 with showers on Saturday. And in the southeast, 15 on Thursday with isolated light showers. Similar conditions on Friday and 16 degrees. And Saturday, isolated light morning showers and 17 degrees. And that's the news from across the region for Tuesday night. News headlines on our website at wintv.com.au. Thanks for joining us. Good night.
This has been a Win News presentation from Win Television, Australia's largest commercial television network.